Good afternoon, Patriot Nation. Today is March the 13th. Well, March Madness is in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. The deep state New World Order narrative is unraveling, and the people around the world are waking up. The Green New Deal agenda is imploding. The U.S. has admitted that there are bio labs in Ukraine, and the people are fed up with the smug attitude by the Commie Joe administration and their elite liberal supporters to the skyrocketing costs of living being inflicted on the average American. This is Patriot Nation. Since there is a lot going on in the world right now, I am doing my best to try to put as much of real time updates onto my Telegram and my MeWe as I can. I'm not able to do videos in real time, so I encourage you all to please take a minute and subscribe to my MeWe and also my Telegram channels to make sure that you're able to see the latest breaking news as soon as I can get it up and posted. I try to watch as many sites as possible to try to get the latest information and the most accurate information in as real time as possible. I have also joined Truth Social and am currently in the waiting list to get my account fully activated and live. So, as soon as that gets through their activation process, I will be also using Truth Social to post information there. And I will be updating the description with my Truth Social page as soon as that does go live. If you haven't already, please take a minute to hit the subscribe button down below here to make sure that you do subscribe to this channel. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that notification bell so that you are able to receive notifications when I do post new content. Unfortunately, I am not able to have a set day and set time that I am uploading content. So, the best way to make sure that you are able to be notified of when I do post new content is making sure that you are subscribed to my channels. And if you do find the information in my videos informative and helpful, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up, hit that like button. It really helps with the algorithms on these platforms to get these videos promoted to new people that might not otherwise come across these videos to get the information that I am giving on the right of center news and commentary about all of the stuff taking place in our ever changing world today. I do truly appreciate all of your support. As we know, it's been a little bit difficult on YouTube, and it's been a little bit difficult trying to figure out the algorithm and all the things to try to get videos promoted on other channels. And so I definitely appreciate you all sticking with me and sharing these videos and subscribing and liking to help try to get them promoted to everyone else. Well, the American people, and in fact, people around the world, are waking up to the New World agenda as the narrative pushed by the NWO propaganda continues to crumble, as prices of everything from gas to food to energy to vehicles continue to skyrocket, and inflation has hit a 40-year high of almost 80%. and unfortunately doesn't have any or show any signs of not able to talk very good apparently tonight. Huh. It is not showing any signs of slowing down anytime soon. The solution that these liberal scumbags have, well, it kind of made me laugh, but it also made me very frustrated because they're talking about the solution to all of this stuff that is caused by the Commie Joe administration and their asinine policies is for all of us average folks to save money to pay for all of these higher costs is that we should drink less coffee. We should eat less meat. We should change credit cards to one with a lower interest rate. We should drive slower, don't accelerate as fast, and take your foot off the gas sooner so that you can coast to a stop rather than keeping your foot on the gas until the point that you need to stop. Don't drive as much. And if you are a business, lower your cost of creating your products. And best of yet, if you can't afford to spend $4 a gallon on gas, go out and buy an electric car. People are starting to see through the bullcrap that is the Green New Deal agenda, and they are becoming extremely fed up with the rich, elite, liberal scumbags like Stephen Colbert, who recently joked that he would be willing to pay $15 a gallon for gas because he drives a $100,000 Tesla Model S that doesn't use gas. Let's take a look at that video.
But it's going to cost. Since the invasion, oil prices have skyrocketed. Today, the average gas price in America hit an all-time record high of over $4 per gallon. Okay, that stings, but a clean conscience is worth a buck or two. I'm willing to pay. It's important. Right. It's important. I'm willing to pay $4 a gallon. Hell, I'll pay $15 a gallon because I drive a Tesla.
Yeah, it's pretty sad that, here you have this guy bragging about driving this $100,000 Tesla Model S. Like most elite liberal scumbags, he is so out of touch with the reality that he openly mocks the approximately 90% of people who don't make $15 million a year like he does and don't have the ability to go out and spend $60,000 or more on an electric car. What's even more disingenuous about this joke about him, you know, being willing to have a little pain for to feel good about not buying oil from Russia is that he refuses to acknowledge the fact that oil is used in thousands of products other than fuel for vehicles, and that his fancy Tesla is completely useless as a delivery truck, a container ship, or a semi. All of these things require, especially the delivery side of things, diesel in order to get the goods and services transported throughout this country and around the globe. And so, him driving a Tesla and mocking everybody that doesn't drive a Tesla and making fun of the situation about how he's willing to pay all this money for something that he doesn't even use is a perfect example of these liberal scumbags mocking the average American person who relies upon fossil fuels to get to and from their job every day to provide an income for their family. It's truly disgusting to me that we have people like him that continue to try and either virtue signal or brainwash people into thinking that all of these high prices are just good for society. Yes, gas prices are a big part of it, but it is more than, your average person driving their car from house to work and back. There are people that are sales people that drive on a daily basis to their customers or potential customers to sell things. There are people that drive their vehicles or their company's vehicles to be able to repair things and deliver things. Pretty much everything that we have in this country has to be brought from, a warehouse or a manufacturing facility to the store. All of those vehicles use a fuel of some sort. Most of them probably use diesel because most of your semis and most of your big container ships and the cranes and the forklifts and, I mean, even trains, I mean, they run diesel generators to create power to run the locomotives. And so anytime that fuel prices go up, that directly impacts everything else because fuel is involved in the transportation of everything. And so just because the rich elite scumbag Stephen Colbert drives a Tesla so that he could go and crack jokes about how the average American is suffering from the costs of, you know, his guy, it's all of us that are actually being hurt about it or hurt by it. For him, he makes 15, $16 million a year. He can afford to pay $15 a gallon for gas, even if he had a truck that got 10 miles per gallon. It's not really going to hurt him. But when you have a hardworking American family that makes $50,000 a year or $75,000 a year, and they're a family of four, paying $4 a gallon, $5 a gallon, $8 a gallon, $15 a gallon is going to be a significant pain for that person or that family. But he doesn't care. And the other part of this is that oil is used in a vast number of products. Literally thousands of products are made from oil, whether it's the plastics that are used in your car or your computer or, the noise shield here on the microphone or the case for the microphone. It's some sort of, plastic or composite material that comes from oil. Your mouse, your keyboard, some of the synthetic fibers that are used in clothing and the rubber parts that are on your vehicle and in industrial equipment and seals and gaskets. All of those things are made from oil. And so when oil prices go up, all of those things become more expensive. And all of those things, as they get more expensive, that cost is passed down to us, the consumer, because all of the products and services that those people make go up. And so, in many cases, when you have fuel prices go up and the cost of other goods that are made from oil go up, there are going to be a lot of things that may go up two or three times because, look at, food. It takes diesel to run the tractors and machinery to plant and cultivate and harvest the food. Then it takes diesel again to transport that food. All of those things have other various products that are made from oil, gaskets, tires, the plastic components on the vehicles. So again, the price of all of that stuff also goes up. Then you've got the energy cost to house and cool and store that food. You got the costs that are going up at the store based upon all of those other costs. So, most likely, that price of food has gone up 3 times by the time that it goes on sale to us, the customer. And as much as I think guys like Colbert are idiots, they're not stupid. I can almost guarantee you that he is perfectly aware of the fact that oil is used for a lot more than just fuel, and that fuel is used for a lot more things than the vehicle that you drive to get from your house to your job, and that when those prices go up, everything else goes up. But he's not going to talk about that stuff because he wants to keep the sheep dumb and, in the dark. But it's not working because millions of people are waking up to this and millions of people are seeing through it, and he is being roasted all over the place for his out of touch comments. And it is the average person who is speaking out and who's waking up and is sharing their thoughts and their opinion on this stuff that is helping to awaken our society. And I am working really hard to try to keep this at right around 30 minutes tonight. I seem to have trouble with that goal. So I'm going to try to just kind of limit this to these two main topics for this video. I mean, there's a ton of stuff going on in the world right now. There is a barrage of, misinformation being put out there. There's a ton of stuff that's happening that is very positive, but I can't discuss on YouTube because it's a violation of their policies. So I think that sticking with these two topics tonight are going to be able to fulfill the goal of keeping this kind of short. And I'm going to do my best to try to work on getting another video up with some other updates that come up, towards the middle or the end of this week. So the last thing, and probably the most interesting thing that's happened during this last week, is that you know from the most probably unlikely source is that another crazy right wing conspiracy has been proven true yet again. This time, a member of the Commie Joe regime, Victoria Nuland, not quite sure. I apologize if I'm messing that up. Who is the Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs, who admitted to Congress that Ukraine has biological research labs and they are extremely concerned that Russia is going to get their hands on what is in those labs. And so we'll watch the video where they talk about this. Again, it's a video of the testimony before Congress. It's not my opinion. It's, again, we'll watch the video.
I only have a minute left. Let me ask you, um, does Ukraine have chemical or biological weapons?
Ukraine has biological research facilities, which, in fact, we are now quite concerned Russian troops, Russian forces may be seeking to gain control of. So we are working with the Ukrainians on how they can prevent any of those research materials from falling into the hands of Russian forces should they approach.
I'm sure you're aware that the Russian propaganda groups are already putting out there all kinds of information about how they've uncovered a plot by the Ukrainians to release biological weapons in the country and with NATO's coordination. If there's a biological or chemical weapon incident or attack inside of Ukraine, is there any doubt in your mind that 100% it would be the Russians that would be behind it?
There is no doubt in my mind, Senator, and it is classic Russian technique to blame on the other guy what they're planning to do themselves.
Of course, they're going to try to blame the Russians yet again. I mean, ever since 2015, it's Russia, Russia, Russia. And anybody that's watched, a number of my videos know that I'm not a fan of Russia or communists by any stretch. But I am an even less of a fan of the whole New World Order scumbags that are pushing all of this crap. And so these guys continue to talk about and try to insist that there are no weapons or bioweapon labs in Ukraine, but yet they just admitted that there are biological research facilities there, which is complete semantics about the situation. What exactly is the difference between the two? And if if these things are just there to research the you know whatever the cure for cancer, or the next great allergy medicine, then A, why are they secret? And B, why are you concerned about the stuff that's in there falling into the Russians' hands and them using it in a biological attack in Ukraine? There's no bioweapons there. How are they going to have a bioweapon attack using that stuff that they are worried about them getting their hands on? And if you're the Undersecretary of Foreign Affairs, shouldn't you know how to pronounce Ukrainians? I'm not a foreign affairs expert on anything, and yet I know how to pronounce Ukrainians. And all of this stuff continues to come to light, and it's very interesting to me that so many things that they were adamant about not being real and that were just being conspiracies, months or years ago, they're now coming out and admitting to and trying to play on words so that they're basically admitting it, but yet they're trying to switch it around. It's all kind of this little sleight of hand that they're trying to do. Oh, yes, we've got biological research facilities there, but no, they're not making bioweapons. But we are very concerned about the Russians getting their hands on what is there, but they're not weapons. No, 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 nothing to see here. There's no weapons, just other biological stuff that we're concerned about. And unfortunately, you watch you know, I need to stop calling them communist propaganda networks because they're not really communist propaganda networks anymore. They're basically New World Order propaganda networks because the New World Order is now going after Russians who are communists. So, I mean, this keeps kind of evolving and changing. You know, these deep state New World Order guys are expert chameleons and they adapt and they change to their environment extremely well. And, while they are pushing this mostly communist like agenda, it's very obvious that it means absolutely nothing to them if there is a country that supports a communist agenda much like they do, if they are not on board with their plan, they're going to go after them just as much as the rest of us. And while I don't think that I could ever say that Russia is or ever will be a friend to the United States, I don't think, especially, under old school Soviets like Putin, that Russia will ever be up for a free society or support a lot of the things that, the United States is supposed to stand for. It is becoming clearer and clearer, I think, that Russia is doing a lot of the dirty work that we are not willing to do, and that, this is turning into an enemy of my enemy situation. And it may be something that is a momentary truce. It may be something that is just a stay out of my way and I'll do what needs to be done situation. But it's going to be interesting, you know, as we proceed through March Madness here, how exactly this is all going to unravel. And I think we're going to continue to see the deep state agenda continue to implode. More and more people continue to awaken to what's going on as they see for themselves just how horribly dangerous these policies are that are being pushed and just how inept this administration is. We've seen the video of Kamala laughing and, speaking like a complete buffoon when she was, over there in Europe, Poland, and, trying to gather support for this stuff. I mean, uh, at least with Tommy Joe, the guy has dementia. He has an excuse why he's a bumbling idiot. Her, she's just a complete moron. And they're both complete embarrassments to this country. And you're seeing foreign leaders start to speak out to say just how much of an embarrassment these people are and just how much they are hurting America's reputation and trust in this country. And that is opening up the eyes of a lot of people throughout the world that, unfortunately for us as Americans, are seeing what's going on throughout this agenda, a lot sooner than a lot of people in our own country are. I think because the propaganda networks here are doing a much better job of hiding and pushing this new world order agenda than they are throughout the rest of the world. And I think, unfortunately, I do think things are going to get worse before they get better. And, I think we are starting to have more eyes open. And I think that more people that start to wake up and more people start to see what's going on. I mean, it's getting to be so obvious to people with, some of the crap that these people are pushing, like drink less coffee, eat less meat. That'll make up for all of the crap that we're doing to destroy your lives. Have less coffee and less meat, drive less. That'll help. That's the solution. Not opening up the pipeline, not opening up refineries, not producing more oil here, not going back to the Trump era, energy independence where we were a net exporter of oil. Oh no, we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead, we're going to try to work with Iran and Venezuela, give them billions of dollars rather than give those billions of dollars to American families and American businesses, because that's the Commie Joe regime's plan for the whole thing. Destroy this country, destroy American families, and destroy American businesses. And as things continue to unfold and as we keep getting deeper and deeper, and I personally believe that based on everything that I have seen, that we are a lot deeper into what's going on over in Europe right now than anybody is leading us to believe and what they're telling us. And, whenever you hear anything on the new world order propaganda networks about the number of troops and our involvement, I think it's safe to say at this point that better double or triple those numbers to really see what's actually going on over there. And you've got Iran lobbing missiles at our base in Iraq. You've got China that's threatening more and more about anybody that tries to stop them from invading Taiwan. You've got Pakistan apparently launching projectiles into India. The world is on fire, ladies and gentlemen, and this administration does not have the skills, ability, or willingness to do anything about it. And that puts us in a very, very dangerous point in history. And so I urge you all to stay prepared, stay informed, and stay safe. For God and country, good night.